Okay, time for a blog. Today's been a bad day. First, I would like to thank everybody who prayed for my mom. That really means a lot to me. God bless you. You have no idea how much that means to me. It's just a bad day. I mean, it all started off with me going to bed way later than I normally do. And I already knew I had to get up early because I had to go take care of a couple things before work. And I had to be at work at 4. So I go to bed at like 8:30. And my brother calls me at 10. And he's like, dude, Mom quit breathing. And they had to put her in ICU. She's on a respirator. I'm like, what? And he's like, yeah. I'm like, oh, we're going up there, right? And he's like, yeah. He said, Dad's gonna head home. I'm gonna head home. We'll all meet there at the house because his dad lives right next to us. He said, we'll all just drive up there together. And I'm like, okay. So they all meet. I put a little thing on MySpace while I was waiting on them so people could pray and thank you so much. And we get up there, and it was like the saddest thing, man. I was like, my mom looked like she's aged 20 years in the last day. Okay, in the last couple of days, looked like she aged 20 years. She looks like so old, frail, and we get there, and her eyes are like open like this, and they're like literally sticking out of her head. I mean, like someone's pushing on them from behind. And she's not blinking, and she's just laying there. She's got tubes out of her mouth. And we walk in there, and I'm like, oh my God. It just kind of started sinking in how serious this is. And my dad walks over there. He walks around on the left side, and he's like, Sue, I'm here. You know, my mom's name is Sue. And he's like, I'm here. And she kind of looks at him, and she can't really move. She kind of looks at him. You can see her moving her eyes, and you can see, man, she's got this look like, oh my God, I'm scared. I don't know what's going on. I can't move and I'm scared. And my dad had this look in his eyes that was just like, I've never seen something so sad in my life. And then he says something to her. He whispers to her, and he's like really close to her, and he's like taking his hand and running it through her hair like this, and he's kissing her on the forehead, and he's like, I love you and all this stuff. And it was the saddest thing. I've never seen love like that. I thought I'd loved people before, but the look between my dad, the way he looked at my mom, knowing how sick she was and how bad she looked, and it's just the love, the hurt in him. He was hurting so bad. He loved her so much. He loves her so much, and it was sad. And then I go there and I start talking to her. I'm like, hey Mom, and she kind of looked, but she can't really move, but she can see her moving her eyes, and she's not even blinking, and then my dad, he just starts crying, and he walks over to the side, and then my brother starts crying. He's like hugging his wife, and Jamie's crying because he's crying, and I'm standing there, and of course I'm not crying. I don't know why I didn't cry. I talked to Josie about it, and I'm like, I didn't cry. I'm like, I just didn't. I'm like, I don't feel human. I mean, shouldn't I cry? No. I'm not crying. I don't ever cry. I think there's something wrong with me. I don't get it. But we kind of sat there, and Dad was sitting there talking to her, and he's like, if you can understand me, blink. And she's like, blink like 3 or 4 times real quick. And he's like, can you understand what's going on? I mean, he's like, if you know who I am, blink. And she's blinking, and he goes, blah, blah, blah. And it's just, I don't know, man. It was just horrible, And then she had the respirator in, and then we're there for a couple hours. We go down to get something to eat, me and Jeremy, and it was just bad. And then It's hard to even talk about, man. And then she finally starts coming around enough to where we find out basically what had happened is it looked like she had a stroke. Okay? I mean, and this is how fast it was. My dad was talking to her on the phone. And he hangs up the phone because she's got to go to the bathroom. And the nurse is coming in to help her go to the bathroom. Nurse helps her to the bathroom. And the nurse puts her into bed. The nurse is leaving. Crosses paths with another nurse as she's walking out the door. Another nurse coming in. They stop talking for a second. She walks in. My mom's not breathing. Like in 30 seconds. I mean, was awake, happy, joking kind of attitude. Because she told my dad, she's like, bring me a Big Mac. You know, joking around with him and stuff. And then, a few seconds later, just nothing. Not even breathing. They had to do CPR on her and everything, get her to ICU. And it was just so fast. If she had been at home, she'd be dead right now. Because there wouldn't have been no one there to do CPR. Because Dad was at work. He would have come home and found his wife dead. I mean, thank God that she was in a hospital. But by the time I left, I had to leave around 3:30 because I had to go to work because I needed the money. I had to. And she was kind of stable. And actually about 3 o'clock, they came in and they're like, look, she's breathing on her own now, so we're going to take the thing out. So they took the respirator, they extubated her, took the tube out, and she was able to do that. And she's starting to get to where she can move her left hand a little bit, which is good. She can't move her leg still on her left side. And I'm sitting there and I'm leaving, and I'm like, bye, Mom, I have to go to work. And I'm like, I'm like, I love you. And she kind of was like, I love you. She could see her trying to say the words, but it wasn't really coming out the way she was doing it. And that's kind of sad, But at least she's coherent enough that she knows who's all there. And then Jeremy brought me home, and I went to work. And thank everyone for their prayers. Jeremy said that she was doing a little better when they left, because they went back, and they left around 9 o'clock. So I'm like really tired, and I'm just exhausted. I'm just tired. I'm exhausted, and I'm sad, and I don't want my mom to suffer. I just don't, and it just sucks. So, but we're hoping for the best. Really hoping for the best. Everybody who wished her well and saying prayers, thank you so much. So, I'll tell you one thing that's helped though. All night I'm driving around work. I probably would have went insane. I'm sitting driving around and I'm just listening to James Otto's CD, and I love his CD. I know all the songs front to back, and I'm just driving along and I just keep singing and singing and singing, because when I'm singing it helps take my mind off of the insanity that's going on. And without music, without James Otto tonight, I would have been lost. I probably would have broke down. There was a couple times I literally almost started to, I thought wow, I felt like this emotion's building up, and I was like, it kind of freaked me out, but then I stopped and breathed, calm down, and then I'm fine again. So, but alright, God bless y'all. Good night.